Hi, my name is Adam Averola and welcome to March. We are going to take our bouquet and really extend our creativity by creating these gorgeous terrarium moments for your home or any special event. Terrariums continue to be a very trendy, kind of everybody's doing it way. So I really wanted to show you an easy way to add your flowers to the terrariums. As you can see, I have 3 different sizes. We are going to be using the floral foam that is wet, not dry. So you want to make sure it's wet. Comes in green and black. I prefer black for this because then it disappears. I've already cut it with a piece of foil to protect our dishes, but I cut it to the size. When you cut these, make sure that you're leaving plenty of space for this to fit over it. All right. First thing we're gonna do is just let it float, let it sink down. You never wanna pour water over foam, or you don't wanna push it in. You just want it to slowly sink down, and that way we know it's completely saturated. And as you can see, it goes pretty quick. And once it's done, then we'll just wrap it up in our foil. And let's go ahead and soak these other 2. So we're just gonna wrap it up in foil, and all this is really doing is creating a barrier so we don't really get the bottom of the terrarium soaking wet. As you could see, that the foil does not come up very high. It's literally just barely above the edge, and we're gonna place it there. And then we'll do the same with the other 2. When designing these, I like to keep the terrarium piece that's going to go over it right beside it. And we're going to talk about that when we pull out our flowers, so you could see what I mean. So if I'm designing it, this is going there, so I know how high I can bring my flowers. And our little bitty guy right here. Perfect. What you can do if you want is to take some double stick tape and tape it under the foil to the base. I'm not going to do that because I think once we put the glass on and the flowers on, it's not going to really move. But if you are traveling with it and you're going to go forward, just get some double stick tape and tape it on. All right, let's grab the flowers. What gorgeous colors, orange and hot pink for March. It's going to be so beautiful. So let's get started. As you can see, I put the terrarium globes right next to my pieces. What we're going to do is we're just going to start cutting the items off. We want to make sure that this is going to fit completely over. How pretty is that even? Already it's so gorgeous. So we know we're not going to go wider than that. And what we can do is we could take pieces of these same flowers and go ahead and spread them around into all of the items. This one is going to go here. And do you see how the foam is just holding them perfectly in place? Next, let's add a rose. So I know it's going to go up here, and I just want to make sure. It's very Beauty and the Beast almost, isn't it? Very cool. And I think let's see if this will fit. Perfect. All right, so that's the height of that. Now we have our gerberas. So let's add one over to here. We can add one. Let's bring this down a little bit. And our carnations. You see, I'm using all of the big flowers first because this is what's going to take up a lot of the space in the design. So I want to make sure that I have plenty of it combined so I can get the terrarium over it. Next, I'm going to add some of our Austrameria blooms. So these blooms, this one's a little busted. I'm just going to take and cut them like that. And I'm going to take the actual bloom itself and I'm going to put it right close to the foam. And what you can do at the bottom, if you like, you can add some moss to the bottom to just cover up the silver. That would be absolutely beautiful, and I'll show you how to do that when we finish. That way it just adds that natural element to it. But I'm just going to take these and go all the way around And some of the long ones we can put above the carnations. This is great for in your home, any kind of special event, a birthday party, any special event. These would look absolutely beautiful in. We have one more, so let's go put these in. We're not going to be able to get much in our little guy there, but that's okay. Next, we're going to add our mini carns. So let's get some height in this one. Aren't these colors absolutely beautiful? And do you see how they just come together to create this beautiful magical moment? Another stem. I think that's going to go up. The truth is going to be when we put the glass globes on to make sure that we left enough room for them. A little bit of one right there. I think we're going to have to move it, but we'll see. And next we're going to take a little bit of the lepidium, and that's just to add some green nature to it. We just keep adding this beautiful green lepidium all around. Absolutely stunning. And I think we're going to need a little piece next to this rose here. So let's just put a little piece, although that's going to be too tall. And finally, we have our ruscus. We're not going to use both of these. You could take a piece and put it in a little vase. I just want to add a couple of the little bitty florets around, just to look like it's more of the garden, and it has that deep green. So we could put a few of these all the way around. All right, now we can add in, I have a little bit of reindeer moss here. You can get it at a craft store in your department, and I'm just gonna put some around the plastic, or around the foil, just to kind of cover that up, and I think that adds that little bit of a garden feel. And then we're gonna put the glass globe, hopefully, if all goes accordingly. The tension is real. You just got to keep pushing your flowers upwards into the globe. I broke a flower. There, it was just bent. How cool is that? If done right, it's super cool. So we're going to do the same thing with this guy. Just going to put a little bit of this around the edges. Making sure all of it stays within the terrarium. Very cool. And finally, our tall one. Around. I think this one's going to be our tricky one because it's a little bit more flowers in here. But let's see. This one's got to come out. So what do you think? A really cool, unique way to take our bouquet, create a terrarium moment. this is going to be stunning in your home. This is going to be stunning everywhere you go as a gift. But it's not as difficult as it looks. Just remember to try to keep it in the same size, use a little bit of water source, and enjoy it all month. I look forward to seeing you in April, and I wish you a great March. Have a great day.